Hello and welcome to KG Law. I'm Kelly Regal Green, owner and founder of KG Law. We're located here in Sterling Heights, Michigan, but we do have cases all over the state. Today we want to define what what legal custody is, and then why joint legal custody is the standard here in Michigan. Again, I can only speak to my jurisdiction and to my judges. I will tell you that for the most part, my knowledge with other states and having worked on different cases over the last 20 plus years is that many states are very similar to Michigan. And there's so this can give you a solid basis to work from, but again, check with your own jurisdiction and lawyers in your area, and they'll be able to guide you way better than I could if you're outside of the state of Michigan. So when we have minor children, and that minor children here in Michigan are children who are under the age of 18 and have not graduated from high school. We usually go by whichever is later. When we're talking in a divorce case, it's until the child either graduates high school or is age 18, whichever is later. Now that is key in the fact that Michigan is unique in that our special ed education goes until the compulsory age of 26, I believe. We are one of, I think, only 2 or 3 states in the entire U.S. that goes to that age. Most times when you have a child with severe special needs, it only goes to the age of 21. We are different in the fact that it's 26. Now, I'm going to be operating on the case that is not your situation, that your children are able-bodied children without special needs, and so therefore we're talking 18 or they graduate high school. So legal custody. Legal custody is the ability to make decisions like education. Where are your kids going to go to school? Medical treatment. Who's their doctor? Are you going to put tubes in their ears? Are you going to do child need break, whatever it is? If a child needs surgery, are you going to do the surgery? If a child needs glasses versus contacts, what are you going to do? Religious training. Are you going to go to XYZ church, or are you not going to have religion be a major focus in your child's life? If we go back to education, it's also, if your child's going to public school, if your child's going to private school. All of those questions, let's see, what else could come under that? If your child's going to participate in Girl Scouts or Cub Scouts, or if they're going to be an underwater scuba diver, all of those extracurricular activities, those are going to be determined by the parent who has legal custody. So what we in Michigan have is what's called the default, I think, for most of our judges is called joint legal custody. And that means that both parents should work together to make those major decisions. That doesn't mean that person A gets to dictate what happens at person B's house, or person B gets to dictate what happens at person A's house. That means on those big issues, where the child goes to school, where the child's going to church, where the child is, who's the child's pediatrician, does your child get tubes in their ears, parents should be making those decisions together. If they can't, that's when one person will need to file a motion with the court, and the court then steps in and acts in the role of the parent making the decision. Now, let's be honest. We have some amazing judges here in Michigan, and I'm not going to diss them at all, because really and truly we do have, at least the judges that I am familiar with, some of them are very smart. Okay, all of them are very smart. Some of them I agree with more of their decisions than others, and really and truly the way that they operate from the bench, I can wholeheartedly say really and truly do have a child's best interest at heart. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, the best person in making these decisions are the actual parents, not the step parents. Potentially they may have more involvement than a non-custodial parent, so maybe they do have a say, but the ultimate decision in a joint legal custody situation comes down to the two parents. So they need to be, if you're sharing joint legal custody, we look at Has person A always made those decisions and person B doesn't make any of those decisions? Never has. Maybe person B wasn't even involved with the child. We have some cases here where, and I'm going to use the terms mom and dad in this scenario because it's generally up until this, till fairly recently, that's what most families are. Um, so mom always made those decisions. Child was born out of wedlock, which is fine. That happens. So mom has always made those decisions, and in fact, dad didn't even start having visitation, like visiting the child or anything, until the child was 2. Well, in that case, joint custody probably doesn't make much sense to mom because mom's always made those decisions. Mom picked the pediatrician. Mom was there when the child needed tubes in their ears. Mom was there. Mom is the one who goes to church with the child or not, and all of those things. So, and dad has no idea who these people are. And now we've got a kid who, you know, now they're having issues. So we're going to court to establish a custodial environment so that we can then have parenting time. In that choice, a lot of dad's going to have a harder time coming in and saying, but hey, wait, I want those rights. So then we're going to have to backtrack and go, well, why didn't you have a part in this child's life from birth until whenever? Like what was preventing that, and why, and we're going to ease you into those rights. So, because the whole point is with a custody issue, that we're trying to maintain the child's life at an even keel, to not have huge upheavals. We don't want dad then going, well, wait a second, no, I want, child's been in public school, maybe the child's doing preschool, has a daycare that they've been at since day one. We don't want dad coming in and going, or the other parent coming in and going, well, no, I want them to go to this one because this was, this is at my church or wherever, or no, and we can't do that. I don't want the child to participate in Girl Scouts or Cub Scouts or basketball or whatever because that's not my parenting time. Well, that's not, we're not going to do that. At the same time, mom can't be going, well, they need piano lessons and they need and they want to play basketball in the spring and they want to play football in the fall. And oh yeah, by the way, on the off season, they're going to do hockey and blah, blah, blah. And it eats up all of this child's time, so they can't have parenting time with the other. But that's kind of a different slope that we end up. But again, joint legal custody is the default here in Michigan, barring unforeseen circumstances, and that basically says that both parents have a right to have input and make those decisions regarding their child. So with that, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us at KG Law, and we'll talk to you later.